Hey, welcome back, Finance and Liberty and Reluctant Preppers viewers. You notice I'm not wearing my necktie and suit because this is just you and me tonight. It's a serious message. It's one that I've been thinking about for a long time. I've been talking with Melody about and really wanted to reach out to you. First of all, just to let you know, this is about us together and what we can accomplish. Why we started Reluctant Preppers was I got seriously concerned the more I dug into and learned about from independent sources what was really going on and the threats to our family's finances. And I really looked at my role as a protector and provider and father and husband and said, I cannot take care of my family in what's coming unless I do things very differently from what I'm being told in the mainstream sources. And so I wanted to reach out to as many people as possible and get this important message out there. And the need has just become greater than ever. We've been out now for 6 years, and it's just increased every year. Now it's becoming every day and every week. We're finding out more grave realities that are just getting on the ground more serious each day. For example, back in the last global financial collapse, 2008, the banks did all that huge quantitative easing, QE, and admitted how much they said they did, even though we found out later it was much greater than what they admitted. But now they're doing it at an order of magnitude higher rates, tens to $100 billion per night, and yet not calling it what it is. And there's absolutely a silence, a deafening silence, like a gag order that's being evidenced by all the major party candidates, by our president, by the major media. You're not being told, and you know that your neighbors and friends, people you love and care about, extended family, are not being told about how serious this is for them, for their children, for your grandchildren. And what they're doing is they're pumping money into the banks and the top corporate stockholders. And you know the regulators are turning a blind eye. There's no enforcement of rule of law at the COMEX and manipulation. You know that Social Security is nearly insolvent. You know that these forced, artificially and unnaturally low interest rates, zero interest rates, and in some cases negative interest rates, are stealing from retirees and savers, just sapping them down. We've had my own father-in-law just looked at me in desperation and said, I can't even get a CD anymore to get enough income to live off of. What am I going to do? And he was desperate because it's what the plight is of so many aging retirees now who are being just stolen from. And as Alistair McLeod has told us, by pulling forward financial activity from the future to prop up the present, that's creating a huge cavernous hole. And as Rob Kirby says, it's actually stealing from our children and our grandchildren. So we're stealing from our parents and grandparents. We're stealing from our children and grandchildren. But it's not us that are benefiting from this. It's the elite that are doing this to us while denying it, while distracting people, while lying to people about it. And at the same time that we're trying to get this message out, the censorship threats to shut us down have been increasing annually. Back in 2016 election year, you guys heard about the AD-POCALYPSE, it was called, where YouTube and Google basically demonetized lots of videos of independent media channels like ours, and in some cases shut down entire channels and took them off the air, and said they were not advertiser friendly, said they put their videos under review. That has been happening at an increasing frequency with us. It gets to be where anytime we post a cutting edge topic with a new guest who's willing to talk about capital controls, talking about the risk of martial law and the preparations that are being made to do that, the pressures of globalism and the UN to take over what should be rightfully done at the county and the state level in our country, those videos get put under review and they get demonetized, and we can't make any income off them, so that we can't even be able to keep doing the important mission that we started this whole channel to do, is to get the word out there. Now, on December 10th, this last December, YouTube just put out a whole bunch of new community guidelines, so the rules are getting stricter along the way. And if we thought we were all weary of what happened to online media silencing people and the contentiousness that happened in the last presidential election, that was just the dress rehearsal for this coming presidential election year. 2020 is just destined to be chilling in the effect that it's going to have on true independent media trying to get word out there about what's happening, that aren't towing the line in the narrative, but are trying to get independent voices out there. Another thing you might not be aware of is that the views that we even get on our channel are not under our control at all. Google controls more than 50% of the, in fact, it's 60% of the traffic to our channel through browsing features and suggested videos. When people watch something else and Google says, oh, it seems like it's related to your topic, they'll pop up one of ours as a suggested topic. But that can be turned off in an instant. In fact, just last week, we had a fairly controversial topic up and had been bumping along at 200 views per hour for hours and hours and hours, in fact, for days. And then suddenly, within 1 minute, it dropped down to 40 views per hour and less. And this is not natural. This is not what happens when something gradually falls out of people's line of sight and they start looking at something else that's new and pressing. It's something unnatural that happens when the powers that be flip the switch and turn off the spigot of information. So a lot of you have been writing to me. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. In comments pleading with me to not be so stuck on YouTube and to start publishing on other channels. And I've tried some. We post our videos now on Patreon as well as on YouTube, and also in our call for additional independent supporters on patreon.com/reluctantpreppers. The response to our December appeal was amazing. We had over a 50% increase in the amount of support that we were getting just from October through December through that appeal from people who went to patreon.com/reluctantpreppers and joined this mission. Still, you've got to look at it. We have over 70,000 subscribers, and more than half of our views come from non-subscribers. So we have over 150,000 viewers. But how many supporters? 127 supporters. That's less than 1/5 of 1% of our subscriber base that are supporting this mission currently on Patreon. They can shut down our YouTube channel with the flip of a switch. Our hundreds of videos would disappear. All this message, all this mission would be gone. We have to remember that the real people that are still out there haven't heard this message. They don't know what's coming at them. They don't know that they need to be protecting their families for their own good and for their children and for their grandchildren, because they've been lied to and intentionally misled and distracted, and they still need to be reached. So the powers that be can stop Dunagun Kaiser alone, but together, we are unstoppable. This is our mission, and they are not going to stop us. If you've been helped by the awarenesses you've gained here and the real risks to your family, if you believe in the importance of this mission, you can make a stand, you can join with me, make sure this message doesn't get silenced. If just 1 out of every 100 of our subscribers becomes a supporter at patreon.com, we can break completely free from dependence on YouTube for revenue. We're planning on starting as soon as we can with that support together to upload to other unstoppable platforms like BitChute and other censorship-free platforms like Brighteon and ThinkSpot. We can broadly expand the outreach of this mission. We can reach so many more people. We can bring on even more cutting-edge guests and more harder-hitting topics with more brutally honest titles and descriptions without getting flagged and placed under review or risking the survival of this mission. Together, we can make this happen. We can stay connected with each other. We can reach many more people, real people, the friends and neighbors and family members, people at work who need to know these things for the good of their families. Please go to patreon.com/reluctantpreppers and show that you know this is our mission. They can't stop us because together we are unstoppable.